Am I the only one who's been seeing celebrities being canceled? You know, what happens when you stop supporting some of your faves because they were politically incorrect or did something much worse? Thanks to movements like Me2 and Time's Up, awareness of sexual harassment in movies, TV, and big business is starting to gain traction. But one industry I haven't heard much from is the rap industry. So when the Me2 movement started to implicate artists and people I admire, I was disappointed. Like when Nas was accused of abuse by his ex-wife Khalees, it hit me hard. I remember getting my first iPod in middle school. Nas was literally the first artist I downloaded on there. But what was really getting me is seeing all the support Nas is getting versus the backlash against Khalees. So why isn't hip hop having its own Me Too moment? The Me Too movement was started by activist Tarana Burke in 2006. After multiple allegations of sexual misconduct against media mogul Harvey Weinstein in 2017, actress Alyssa Milano used the hashtag on social media to draw greater attention to sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. The campaign went viral and sparked a storm of sexual misconduct allegations against celebrities like Kevin Spacey, Mario Batali, Russell Simmons, Al Franken, and Matt Lauer, just to name a few. Support for the women, and some men in these industries, has been strong, and rightfully so. 1 out of 6 American women has been the victim of rape or an attempted rape. If Me Too gained traction by shining a light on abusers, then the Time's Up initiative is the call to action for big change in the film industry. Prominent women like Shonda Rhimes, Eva Longoria, and Reese Witherspoon have used their star power to demand action and legal consequences for abuse in Hollywood. But as these movements grow and more folks are held accountable, prominent artists in hip-hop and the music industry in general have been largely let off the hook. Outside of artists like Kesha suing her producer Dr. Luke over allegations of abuse, there hasn't been much noise about artists coming forward. In fact, there's actually been a ton of support for many hip-hop artists who've been accused of abuse. Even with performers like Kodak Black and the late XXXTentacion, who were charged with crimes like domestic abuse or sexual assault. In 2017, when Spotify tried to remove accused musicians from playlists, there was a huge backlash. Various prominent artists like Kendrick Lamar came to the defense of the accused, and Spotify quickly backpedaled. I was curious about this discrepancy across industries. The one major difference I found was that most of the victims in Hollywood were white women, whereas in hip-hop, they were black women. So I reached out to Onika LeBennett, an associate professor of Africana Studies at Cornell University, for some insight. She studies gender issues in the music industry, and she explained that black women have often had to balance their critiques of sexism in hip-hop with their support of black men. Sometimes they feel like they have to put their concerns about sexual assault on the back burner because of the wider concerns about the black community, like mass incarceration and police brutality.
Hip-hop is a particularly interesting example because it lays bare the ways in which black women and girls are at once hypervisible and invisible. So black women and girls are hypervisible in terms of the misogyny and the sexism of hip-hop, but they're invisible in terms of the ways in which black women themselves have sort of said, hey, we're being sexualized, we're being objectified, and we don't want to take it, we don't have to take it. So I think that black women and girls have been saying Me Too for a long time, but perhaps no one's been listening.
But it's complicated. Hip-hop is a historically male-dominated industry, and women have been portrayed in a demeaning way for years. So maybe people are more willing to accept it. Also, the mainstream media and society as a whole tend to sometimes not listen to black women, with a few notable exceptions. Oprah, Beyonce, Michelle Obama. But the pushback from Me Too and Time's Up is still new. Maybe rap and music in general aren't far behind. And it isn't like women are sitting by idly doing nothing. Throughout hip-hop's history, there have always been women on the front lines fighting back against sexism. Women have always rapped about deserving more respect, like we see in these classics from Queen Latifah and Eve.
I hit the bottom, there ain't nowhere else to go but up. Bad days at work give you an attitude and you erupt. And take it out on me, but that's about enough. Hey yo, I don't even know you and I hate you. See, all I know is that my girlfriend used to date you. How would you feel if she held you down and raped you? Tried and tried, but she never could escape you.
To catch up with what women in hip-hop are saying now, I thought it'd be dope to talk to someone whose job it is to have their finger on the pulse of where music is going.
I think that right now, women are saturating the industry as artists. And I think that what we probably don't even know because it's so behind the scenes is that it's also happening on the backside, on the business side. And I think so too now more than ever, like women are looking for solidarity amongst each other. And so with those two things happening, like it's only a matter of time before there's like an all-female record label that's like up there with Epic, like killing it. And you know, I think it's just a matter of time.
But Professor LeBennett says real change is going to take female artists of the same magnitude as the Hollywood stars leading the Me Too conversations. Artists like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are the first black women selling enough records consistently to have a big impact on the hip-hop industry. So what happens when more women in hip-hop start to gain that kind of power? Now I want to know from you, does treatment of women in the music industry bother you? How can we use our influence as consumers to change it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you found this video interesting, you should check out this video about the legal consequences of sexting. Till next time, guys. Bye.